What's going on YouTube? Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at Robots in Disguise Warrior Class Megatronus. This figure is specifically the Toys R Us exclusive Warrior Class Megatronus. The way you can tell the difference is 1, he has a different paint scheme, and 2, he has a different head. This Megatronus' head sculpt is very reminiscent of the original Fallen figure from the Dreamwave comics, specifically the little, I guess, battle mask openings here where his eyes would be. They're very reminiscent of the original Fallen's mouth guard or mouth plate that was on fire. It's a very cool head sculpt. I like it a lot, but I wish there was a more, well, robotic face to it as opposed to this face of evil battle mask knight dude. The Megatronus sculpt is actually very nice. I like this figure a lot. There is a little bit of an issue with the arms, and I'll get into that when we talk about the posability, but I just like the overall look of the figure. It's just really cool looking, even though the back legs and arms are incredibly hollow, as you see. But he has thrusters on his butt. The most evil Decepticon, the bot that created the Decepticons, has butt thrusters. I am okay with that. Megatronus comes with this giant scalpel, which is actually pretty cool in all honesty. I kind of expected him to come with a gun, but no, he comes with a giant scalpel, which he can hold in either hand, and specifically on his right arm, you can attach it to underneath the arm, so you can have him wield it like a reverse scalpel, or you could turn it around and have him wield it like a normal sword, or you can even have him deploy it to the side. So depending on the situation, he can move the scalpel or the blade around. And I normally just like to pose him like this, with the scalpel hanging off the arm like that. More of a Megatron homage than anything else. For a deluxe class figure, he has pretty darn good posability. Head is on a ball joint, though it is a little bit limited. There are ball joints in the shoulders on the inside of the shoulder. Then there's a swivel joint outside the shoulder, another swivel just underneath that, and ratcheting elbows, though they appear to be very similar ratcheting elbows to that of Warrior Class Grimlock. So I worry about the longevity of these. In fact, on the right arm, they're already starting to show wear and tear, which, not good. Ratchet joints and this line have a very bad history so far. Torso articulation. Hips are ball joints, then swivels at the thigh, well over a 90-degree bend at the knee, no foot articulation to speak of. So you can get some decent poses with this guy. Megatronus' transformation is a lot of fun. I like it a lot. To start with, we're going to take the head, turn it 180 degrees, and then push it into his back. But before we can push it into his back, we have to open up his chest. So then we can push the head back. Come down to the arms, turn them so that the hands are pointing to the outside of the figure, and then fold them up into the shoulders and collapse the arms into the back of the forearms. Turn the arms so that the inside hollow areas are pointing towards the front of the figure. Ratchet them as far back as they will go, and then swing them both down in front of the chest and combine them and ratchet them into place to form a big arse cannon. Take the hips, or I should say the torso, and turn it 180 degrees. Take the legs and point them straight out like he's doing the splits, and then fold the inside, or I should say the back of the legs, back onto these pegs that are sticking off the thrusters. So just fold those back like that and peg them into place. Then take the knees of the robot mode and fold them all the way back until they hit the top of the thighs. Then grab the feet and unpeg them from the rest of the leg and fold them back until they snap into place. And we are done. We have Megatronus's tank mode. As far as a tank mode goes, this thing is awesome. I love the look of this tank mode, and it's functional too. You can move the turret 360 degrees, even though it does kind of hit things. You can also turn it around to point at the back, but I like to point it this way, and that's kind of the way this is the way the instructions have you do it. And I use these missile launchers that are on the sides of his legs as reference. Overall, it's an excellent tank mode, except it doesn't have any up and down movement, but I am that's not really that big a deal. It's just a lot of fun, and I really, really like this tank mode, though I expected the Fallen, quote-unquote, to be a little bit more menacing, in all honesty. In vehicle mode, that is. You can store the blade in vehicle mode, simply attach it thusly, like we would if we were going to display it in robot mode, and then recombine the front of the turrets. So you end up with a tank bayonet. How many tanks do you know that have a bayonet? That's pretty cool. Silly, but cool. There's a lot of fun to be had with Megatronus because you can make half transformation modes. First up, we've got what I like to call the Gundam tank mode, which is very reminiscent of the RX-78 Gundam combined with the bottom part of the gun tank. So you have this little robot that's just gonna clip at your ankles. I like this mode a lot. It's just silly. But you can also do Gerwalk mode, where he is part tank, turret, and legs. So stomp, 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 stomp. Pew, 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 pew. This is just silly. I'm very tempted to get another one of these guys if I can find it. He was the only figure I could find at Toys R Us. And just display them as these two different modes. They're so silly. Here's Megatronus next to Prime, who's slightly mistransformed, oddly enough. Megatronus is just a better figure. RID Megatronus is an absolutely fantastic figure and deserves to be in your collection. Guys, if you can find it at Toys R Us, because this is a Toys R Us exclusive, you should pick it up. No ifs, ands, or buts. In fact, it's my favorite warrior class figure in the RID line so far. So gang, I hope you have enjoyed this video review of Transformers Robots in Disguise Warrior Class Megatronus Toys R Us exclusive. As always, I am Baltmatrix. I ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. There's my thumb. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't. There's my thumb. Check out some more of my video reviews on my channel, and as always, gang, I will catch you next time.